Every struggle, every prayer, every lesson has led to this moment. In part 3, the final chapter of my story, I'm sharing what it really means to come full circle. You'll hear my mother's heart and her side of this journey, her faith, her tears, and the pride she carries watching how far I've come. I'll open up about who I am today, the blessings I never saw coming, and why I'm grateful for every part of my past, even the pain. This is my full circle moment, my thank you to the pain that built me and the faith that never left me. This is the manifestation of Manoah, part 3. If you haven't already, go tune into part 1 and 2. This is the final part of this documentary, so let's get into it. I have a special guest. This is Mom. This is Serena Goodyear. And Mom is here to share her perspective on my journey, where I was, everything that I've been through, everything I talked to you guys about in part 1 and 2. She's kind of going to share her perspective on how it was during that time, how she feels about how I've made it out of that, where I am today, and her perspective on my journey. So,
Well, let me just start by saying that I think awareness is key. When Manoah was a child, I noticed something different about him. One thing I would say is if you have more than one child, don't try to mother your children the same. Everyone is different. So when he didn't conform to the normal behaviors of his 2 older brothers, I was like, wow, what is going on with this kid? His behavior was just very challenging. My normal disciplinary methods were not effective on him. And then at some point you have to ask yourself, it's not what your child is doing, it's why they're doing it, especially if they're repeating the behavior. So just shout out to his teacher who just was aware and knew that something was going on with him and suggested to me to get him tested. Now, I'm gonna be honest, when she suggested to get him tested, I was like, tested for what? I think there's more awareness to it now. I know myself personally, I was familiar with the words of depression and anxiety, what have you, but it wasn't a part of my life, so I really didn't understand it in depth. And so took steps to get him tested. It took almost a year. I think technology is more advanced now, until we finally came up with a diagnosis. And then when we did come up with a diagnosis, the doctor suggested medication, and I believe he was 7 at the time. And I was just like, that is just way too young. I didn't want his body to become dependent on the medication. So we still waited a while until we just realized he just needed some medical help and intervention. So I believe he was on medication from age 9 up until going into high school, when he himself said, Ma, just please give me an opportunity to try to control my behavior myself. He did not want to go into high school taking medication. So that was a decision that he made and I supported. And shout out to Charles County, who had tools in place to support him like he needed to be supported. And so once we moved to Charles County, he was retested, and the focus became more on his learning than his behavior, as opposed to PG County, where the focus was on his behavior. And what Charles County came up with is that his behavior was a direct component of his ability to not learn and be able to focus. But fast forward, going into high school, he just was able to soar. And actually, COVID was a very positive experience for us because it allowed him to be home, because he struggled being in groups of people. And even though he was in smaller classrooms, he was still amongst a whole high school, which was, just a lot of people. And so he was home for about 2 years with COVID. It just allowed him to sit with himself, focus, grow, and he just really excelled learning at home. So he graduated with honors, and in his junior year, he began a dual program at College of Southern Maryland. So he was taking college classes while he was in high school. And he went back his senior year and was able to have a prom. So his senior year, he really just soared. He starred in The Wiz, which was a major musical play. He did a phenomenal job as the Scarecrow. So we as a family are just absolutely excited at how far he came. And one of the things that he came to me, I think earlier this year, and said, Ma, I'm just so grateful to you and the family for never giving up on me. He just simply said, if you didn't stay on me, I just don't think I would be where I am today. And so it was challenging. I think I cried at every IEP meeting just to hear his challenges, just hear the things that were going on with him. It was a lot for a parent who just wasn't used to dealing with a emotionally, charged child. It was just very challenging, but I'm better for it. I would just encourage any parent who sees any behavior with their child that's either extreme or just not out of the ordinary, use the tools that are in place. Go to your pediatrician, go to your doctor, get your child tested. Just don't give up, because they soar. They just need the right tools in place. Manoah's therapy has taught him how to use tools when he feels anxiety coming on, whether it's breathing or counting or praying or just picking up the phone and saying, listen, I'm having a day. And so he has been able to use the tools. Grateful to all of the colleges that he's attended so far that have disability services in place, which allows him extra time if he needs to, additional tools. So he has a plan that he's able to carry along with him. So he is a proud graduate of CSM with an associate's degree in fine art. So
graduated last year.
That young boy who struggled, who was failing classes at the time, is now an honor roll student because he has set a standard for himself, and that standard is excellence. And so he is just making leaps and bounds. I believe he was on the dean's list as well. Yeah. And now we are going into our senior year at Bowie State, which is my alma mater. So absolutely honored that he will be graduating from the same school that I attended. So kudos to this young man. Big ups to God for just never taking his eye off of him. And just watch out. Manoah Pitt will be making leaps and bounds. Remember the name. He's going to do big things, and we're going to be right there to watch him. So proud of him, proud of this documentary, and keep looking out for this kid. He's going to be great.
Thanks, Mom.
I love you.
Love you too. I really hope you guys enjoyed that snippet from my mother. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing my mother's perspective and her outlook on my journey and what I've been through and how I've gotten to become the Manoah I am today. So I just want to pick up where I left off last. After I graduated, I decided to go to CSM. I was going to go to a 4-year college, but I had changed my mind and decided to go to a 2-year, which was one of the best decisions I could have ever made, you guys. CSM was an amazing experience. Throughout my time at CSM, I made the dean's list. I have many, many rewards, you guys. Like, I got honor roll, principal's honor roll. I've had choir rewards, theater rewards. I got accepted to the International Thespian Festival in high school. Like, you guys, I have really soared and excelled. Like my mother said, I have pushed myself beyond limits. I have became the Manoah that I never thought I could be. And moving down here to Charles County really just did so much for me, and I'm so blessed for what it was able to do to me. I have excelled so much. I have come so far in my journey, and this is the best version of me that I've ever been throughout my entire life, throughout all my trials and tribulations, throughout everything that I've been through. I'm very grateful just to have made it on the other side of adversity and to be a walking example of what it looks like to come out of something, coming out of depression, coming out of anxiety, coming out of being bullied, coming out of learning disabilities and emotional disabilities, coming out of hard times. I'm really glad that I am able to be an example and a testimony to that, because it took a lot of work. Like my mother said, it was very challenging, but I made it through, and I'm just very proud of my efforts, what I've done so far, and what I will continue to do. Like, I am a part-time worker at a child care center now, and I work with special education kids, I work with regular kids, and guys, it's really just a full circle moment because I'm able to give them an experience that I never had. I'm able to give them love and support and to be able to care for them in ways that I was never, able to experience myself. So I'm giving back, and I really feel like God really called me to this job. The person who wasn't protected and the person who did not feel safe and who didn't have teachers to look out for him, now I'm a teacher looking out for special education students and caring for them and giving them all the love and support that I never got, from my teachers and from my daycares and stuff growing up. So that's been amazing, you guys. I have my own business, my own media service business called I Create For You. I launched that at the beginning of this year. I've been promoting that. I've been getting little work here and there, so I've been working alongside with that. I do YouTube. I have my own podcast, you guys. I am just doing extremely well for myself. The kid who was once known as the tantrum kid is now known as the kid who came out of it. Is the kid who is excelling, who is soaring, who is reaching limits and places that I never thought was possible for my life. So I'm very grateful for where I am today in my journey. I'm very grateful for how far I've came. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of the village, my family, and everybody who has stuck by me through thick and thin, and everybody who did not give up on me. I had a rough journey. I had a challenging story, but I made it through. And I just want to tell anybody out there who is watching this and who felt inspired by this documentary or gotten anything out of this documentary, keep going, keep pushing. You can make it through. You can make it out of anything. Hard times never last, you guys, and I always say that. You can make it through. You will make it through. Just continue to keep God first, pray on it, continue to push and pull, continue to keep going. Whatever you guys do, don't ever stop going, because greater is on the other side. Greater is always on the other side of adversity. So I want you guys to always know to keep going, to keep pushing for excellence, to keep pushing for thriving, because everybody has the potential to make it out of any hard time that they're going through, and hard times never last. You will make it out of it. You can make it out of it, and greater is on the other side. Greater is on the other side. I really hope you guys enjoyed this documentary. This is me, I've came so far, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. I couldn't be happier for my journey and how far I've came. I'm me. I've made it through. I've done everything I want to do so far, and this is not the end of my story. The manifestation of Manoah will continue on, and there's more greatness that's to come. My story continues, my story will continue, and I still have way more things that I'm gonna do, way more things that I'm gonna accomplish. Look out for me. Manoah is on his way to the top. Noah J is on his way to the top, and there's so much more things that I have to do. There's so many more levels that I'm gonna reach, and Manoah's gonna do big things. And this has been the manifestation of Manoah.